I'll say this because he was saying, last year I had a bad year. He was talking specifically about defense. And he did make that. It is odd because it was a point of emphasis for Mike Trout only 2 years ago. Take a look at the defensive metrics. He's right. Now, it's small sample size theater, right? You do 2 months defensive metrics. Take it with a grain of salt. But he was -9 in defensive runs saved. Outs above average. The StatCast metric, league average. A 0 is league average. So I'm not sure what I believe there. But I know in 2018, Joel, look, that's when it was like, wait a second. He really made some adjustments. +9, +6. That is a very good defensive player, and that's only 2 years ago. Where do you think he's at defensively?
Well, I never put anything past a motivated, great athlete. And to the point, should I make the basketball analogy?
Feel free, yeah.
He's our LeBron. Like LeBron comes back, he's a good three-point shooter. All of a sudden, you're like, wow, like he's got a post game. Where did that come from? Motivated, great athletes who really care. They get better at things. So I suspect he'll get better at something.
Although defense is a young man's game. Usually it doesn't go in that direction, but he did already reverse that once. What do you think?
To me, in my opinion, a year ago, he was a distracted player. He had a lot of stuff going on. It was a very, very challenging year for a lot of players. I even felt offensively it wasn't the same player. I thought there were a lot of empty at-bats. Even though you look at his 168 OPS plus and you go, really, it wasn't that bad.
He slugged over 600.
But
he had a 390 on base. He's still a monster
year.
It's
the level this guy's created, and I agree with Joe completely. I love this guy. Yeah. I mean, how many players of this caliber sit up there in their first spring training and takes complete accountability, challenges himself, puts it out there for everybody and say, okay, watch what I'm going to do this year. Mike Trout with an edge is a dangerous baseball player.
Yeah, I thought it was impressive, too, because, right, he and his wife had their first child, had to deal with that during the pandemic and coming off the shutdown, which was, a little frightening at the time. And still, I just marvel, Joel. I mean, he performed at such a high level. I mean, still, he came out and crushed it and had to do it on command. That's not easy to do.
Yeah, look at it this way. It's always hard in your moment to have perspective, the 20,000 feet. Is Mike Trout one of the 20 greatest players who's ever played? One of the 10? Where does he finish? I mean, in time, this is what we're doing. And to the point of what he said, I understand his frustration where it's like, oh, we added Hamilton, that's going to help me win. We added Pujols, we added Rendon, now we changed GMs. It is, again, I'm going to do the LeBron thing. LeBron isn't LeBron if he's not playing in the playoffs every year, if he's not winning championships. One of the things that hurts Mike Trout and us thinking about him more broadly as historically great is we don't get to see him hit the big home run in October and like pour champagne and advance rounds. We need our best player in the postseason. Angels, get to the playoffs.
Yeah. I agree with that completely. I will say, to me, he is the one player in our sport. Like, he can't pitch for him, I get that. He can't close games for him, I get that. But he's the one player for 6 months, I truly believe, can carry an offense. I think day in and day out, he can lift the play of everyone around him and take the pressure off everybody if he performs at the incredible talent level that he has. And that's the one thing he's going to have to do, quite honestly, for them to get to the playoffs.
I think he operates well in that. That's why he signed the extension there. Again, to go back to LeBron. LeBron was like, I want to hop around. I want to, max money, go to different franchises, challenge things. I think he seems to excel by being in his own bubble. Like, no, I'm just going to play and be great. Yes. I wonder, does he reach a point where I've got to change something?
Yes.
You've got to.
He will get to that point. Yeah, because once you get financial security for generations to come, what's your motivating factor as a competitive athlete?
Right now, it's for him to be great. Okay. And he's doing that.
But he's already done it. But what eventually becomes your motivating factor?
Right.
You want to win.
Right.
So you want championship. And at some point in time, if they don't show that, he's going to get frustrated and he'll ask them to move on.